Hey guys, so this is the this is the story problem, one of the story problems on your notes for 2-4 in Algebra 1. Now, I'm going to read through this and we're going to make sure we know the connection that this is going to come up as. You need a mean score of at least 90 points to advance to the next round of a touchscreen trivia game. What scores in the fifth game would allow you to advance? So now we're just trying to figure out what scores could we get, the minimum and up, in order to advance to the next round. And if we have to have a mean score of 90, so we have to remember what a mean score is, okay? So right now, when you know the mean for us, what most people use is the word average, okay? Now, sorry for the blinking. The average, for us, it's just like finding your grades. This problem is exactly like finding your grades. I'm going to tell you, this problem comes up all the time on air tests, ACTs, SATs, everything like that. Find a missing score that would give you an average we want. Okay? So, how do you find the average or the mean? It's the sum of the values divided by the number of values. Okay, so we're going to look back at our problem here. So we have game one, and I'm going to write these down here, then you can come back and look. I'm going to call it G1 equals 95. G2 equals 91. G3 equals 77. G4 equals 89. G5, well, we don't know that yet. So we're going to call G5 our X, okay? So now we're going to come back to my paper. So you can see how I set it up, right? Now, if I have to find the mean, the sum of all the values divided by the number of values equals the mean, okay? It gives us a number that we call our average. So in other words, G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus G5, all divided by, well, we would eventually play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, divided by 5 would equal our mean, okay? So now let's just plug in everything we know from before. G1 was 95, G2 was 91, G3 was 77, G4 was 89, G5 was X, and I'm dividing that by the 5 games. And now it's not going to be equals though, because we said we can get at least 90. We have to average at least a 90. At least means, remember, if we had the words at least, it's confusing, but it means greater than or equal to, meaning this left side has to be bigger than or equal to the mean, which we said our minimum mean was 90. Okay? So take a second, make sure you understand where this came from. This is the hardest part. The mean is the sum of the values divided by the total number of values. The values we're using is our scores per game. So I substituted those in. We're looking for this one. We want to say, what do we need to get for this? Now, we divided by 5 because there were 5 games. We chose greater than or equal to because we want our mean to be greater than or equal to, or at least the 90 that advances us into the next round. Now, let's just go through and start solving this. So we're going to combine all of our terms, and I would suggest you guys get a calculator. I would get the red version of this. I think it's the TI-30, but it's a red version. Or you should be using Desmos. So we're just going to add them up. We're at 95 plus 91 plus 77 plus 89. This still follows all of our rules. Our first step, combine like terms. These are all like terms in the numerator. So we're really at 352 plus X divided by 5 has to be greater than or equal to 90. So in other words, we've scored 352 points so far. How many more do we have to score in order to average above a 90? Well, Now we're going to multiply both sides by 5 because we want to get rid of this divided 5. Remember, it's x plus this number then divided by 5. So then we are at 352 plus x would have to be greater than or equal to 90 times 5, which gives us our 450. Final step, I'm going to subtract 352 from each side. And that leaves us with x is greater than or equal to 98. So what this means is we better do really well on this last game if we're going to make it into the final round. So when you go back, or it also means we could do better than 98 also, by the way. The score we have to achieve must be bigger than or greater than or equal to 98. So you score 98, 99, 100, whatever. For me, I need you guys to go back and look at how I went from here. I put these scores in to get it from here to here. This is the most important part of this problem. If you can get to this equation, the rest should be easy. Getting to this equation, and it's not going to go away. You're going to see other questions like this, okay? So make sure we understand how to find the missing value for a mean problem, okay? Thank you guys very much. Good luck on your homework. I'll see you soon.